Greetings, Gamagans. Today we quarrel with the quarrymen of the Keystone State and bully with the bigamists of the Windy City. Only thing I'll say is it a white lie when it leads to murder? Peeking microphones.
There she goes again. Speaking into her microphone.
Will she ever learn?
Hi, everyone. Oh my gosh, that's your line.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone.
Hi, I'm Kendra.
And I'm Blake.
And this is
Ghosts of the Gazette,
where old news brings on new voices.
And where forgotten headlines come back to life.
It is February 2nd, and we are in the Febs.
Officially in the Febs.
I
It's
like
the month
the
of
Febs.
love.
Febs means March. March means April. It's a good month.
We went completely different ways. I was like, it's love, it's Valentine's month.
Oh,
and you were
I just like I
it's
can't wait
close
till
to my
it's
birthday.
We are on episode 11, and today we are traveling to the year 1905.
1905.
And we'll be talking about stories that take place in Pennsylvania and
In Chicago, as
again.
as per my usual.
again
What can I say? There's a lot of
might as
fun
well just
stories in
move.
Chicago.
move there at this point.
Yes. What can I say? Chicago is a hotbed for scum and villainy.
I'd say cheese bed.
Cheese bed.
I don't know why I always think of cheese when I
on
think
the
of
cheese story.
Chicago.
Kendra thinks I went to Chicago and ate cheese, but it was actually Detroit that I went to and had a bad experience with cheese. But I've just been running with it the whole time.
So Chicago is not
Guys,
cheesy?
Don't tell her.
I thought Chicago is cheesy.
I mean, they have like deep dish pizza, which is cheesy.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's why I'm thinking too.
Probably. But I had a bad experience with queso dip.
That's what it
in
was.
Detroit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Detroit. Shoot. Okay.
Chicago, the cheesy.
The cheesy state.
We also have some extras for you guys.
Woohoo.
And before we start, today's Thirst Quencher is sponsored by Tallboy Water, your source for superior hydration.
Oh, it is. And you can find them at tallboywater.com or over at their Instagram at tallboywater.co. And stay hydrated, people.
Yeah, we got 'em
Stay hydrated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got them right in front of us.
It's
tasty.
delish. Very
It's
delish.
alkaline water.
So good.
It also looks like a beer, so if you're holding it, you look kind of cool.
You look kind of cool. Someone came over the other day and she thought I was holding
We
a
were just
beer
chugging beers
in the
but
middle of the
it's just-
day.
no, it's water.
It's just water. Let me get hydrated.
All right, Kendra, shall we dive in?
Yes, let's do it. Okay, now I'm not going to speed run through it, but I have a really crazy story for you today. And I've been very excited to tell you because I've been dying. I'm glad we had this 2 weeks to do the research and stuff because this is like a really, really crazy story.
A little insight into our research process. We're sitting on the couch beside each other, and I keep hearing Kendra go like, oh, what? What?
It's crazy. And like, I don't know. This version is good, but I could talk for like 4 hours on this story because just so much happens.
Let's
and it's
dive
all,
into it then.
Yeah. Okay, let's do it. I found this story in the Pika, which I think is how you say it, Pika Leader Dispatch, which was an Ohio paper. The story first takes us back to July 4th, 1901.
Holiday.
The Edwards family farm near Stouchburg, Berks County in Pennsylvania. And what happens on July 4th? Some shenanigans.
Uh-oh.
The Edwards house on the farm was said to be a small one, 2 stories high, made up of 4 rooms in total, which is very small for a family of 7.
Big fam.
Which included John Edwards, about 46, a farmer and quarryman, and Mrs. Kate Edwards, 36, his wife, and their 5 children. I'll name them off. We have Mary, 15, Elmer 12, Harvey 8, Ella 5, and Katie 2.
Oh, wow.
The youngest was 2.
Quite a range.
Yes, totally. All of them slept in the same room as well, like upstairs all together in like one big bedroom.
Like a Charlie in the Chocolate Factory.
Kind of.
The Charlie Bucket
I just picture like a big room full of one giant bed, basically. The Edwards family didn't speak the best English as well, as they spoke a dialect of Pennsylvanian Dutch, which was in general use around Berks County and like the adjoining counties at the time.
Yeah.
So it is 4:30 a.m. on July 4th at the Edwards house as Kate Edwards, the mother, heads downstairs with a lantern from their bedroom, and heads out to the porch where she was expecting to find her husband asleep on a chair. But he wasn't there.
Not on the chair?
Not on the chair.
He was not there on the chair.
John Edwards was not there on the chair. A little later, one of the children, the oldest boy, Elmer, 12, came down behind her and asked his mother if his father had come in yet. Kate, without further explanation, told him, "Hurry, run, and tell the neighbor that father is in the cistern."
What?
A cistern, for if you don't know, is like a well, but it's more for like storage of water or like collecting rainwater. So it's less of like drawing water from underground. It's like storing
your good water that you got.
Exactly. So he's in the cistern. So the boy ran off and did as he asked and went to fetch some help. Word spread fast and the whole community was on the property shortly after. When neighbors and officials were able to pull John's body from the 10-foot deep well, they found that he had 7 or 8 deep cuts on the head, along with some gashes on his back.
Like potentially, like is he...
He's got gashes.
Yeah.
All over his head.
Yeah, fell in head first or something like that.
Something like that. 2 of the cuts of the back of the head had extended into his brain, and either one could have killed him like pretty instantly.
Yeah.
The now widow, Kate, and all of the kids were put through questioning, and she told a story of what had happened the night before. John had made plans to spend the 4th of July home with his family, and so he purchased a keg of beer for the occasion.
Yeah, just wait, home with his family?
Yeah.
Might as well purchase a keg.
A giant keg.
Whatever gets you through family time.
You got to do what you got to do. He came home rather early that day around 6 p.m., ate his supper, and then asked Kate what had become of the keg that he ordered. Kate told him where she put it, as she put it in their spring house, which was like a cold storage shed that you kind of had in the back of your property.
Right.
And immediately after supper, John, Kate,
plus eight,
and all the kids went out to the keg, and they all got to drinking it.
I certainly hope
all the kids were drinking beer.
Yes.
All the kids were drinking beer?
All the kids were drinking beer?
2-year-old drinking beer?
Yes.
All right, it's farm.
It's farm.
You do what you got to do. Then she suggested that they all go off to bed, but that John had declared it was too hot and said he was going to sleep on the front porch. She said that at around 9 p.m., her and her kids retired for the night, and that was the last time that she saw him alive.
I almost picture that argument as like a Tim Robinson sketch. It's like, come on to bed. It's too hot. Yeah. You know when it gets too hot and you just get too hot, you got to sleep and things too hot.
That's how I picture it too. That's how I picture most things, actually, I think.
Yeah, a lot of things happen to be like Tim Robinson. Sketches,
yeah, totally. When asked if they heard any commotion outside when the windows were open to their room, no one said they heard anything. Some evidence was collected at the scene, including some mixed cement and a ladder, which had been next to the cistern. As John Edwards had ordered the cement to plaster it and fix it up recently, which led to authorities thinking it was possible he had been working on it when he was...
inebriated.
Yeah, basically, and he fell in. However, a lot of sus was happening here too. Big sus.
Big sus.
There were cuts on his hand that could have been defensive wounds, along with several black hairs still wrapped around his hand that seemed like they had been pulled straight from the root, as if someone might have attacked him.
Whoa.
There was also, upon further inspection, traces of a blood trail that led from the porch where he was sleeping to the cistern. So there's blood on the porch, there's blood on the gravel, and on the grass.
A trail.
Yes. There was also evidence that someone had tried to clean up the blood trail, possibly with a broom and some water.
One of my favorite things is when there's a blood trail in something and it's so obvious that there is a blood trail, but someone's like, oh God, I gotta
just smearing it everywhere.
I gotta clean this up.
Yeah, they thought maybe someone like took like a pail of water and just kind of dumped it everywhere and then just used the broom to kind of like...
They won't see it. They won't see it. Middle of the night. It looks pretty good, right?
It looks great, right? Basically, yes. Also, his body had been pushed through the small opening of the cistern, which is only about 18 by 24 inches. So it would have been hard, I think, for him to get his body through, is what they said.
Yeah.
So immediately, of course, the consensus of opinion was that Edwards was attacked while asleep that evening and then was carried and dumped into the cistern by parties unknown.
Who's that?
Parties unknown. A youth.
A youth. A youth.
A
Parties
youth.
unknown, a youth.
And with some clues already, the detective had a suspicion on the guilty party and was expecting his arrests to follow shortly. So he already was like, I think I know who did this.
I know who did it.
Look out. I will be arresting soon. After his formal autopsy, which only was like a day or two after, it was believed that he was struck, woke up, struggled with his assailants before he was dealt his final blow. And at this point, they were guessing there was like 3 or 4 assailants.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. His attackers then entered the house, grabbed a broom and water, and proceeded to attempt to cover up some blood spots. And the fact that the family didn't hear anything to them was like a little bit like it's not a big house. Your windows are open.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a scuffle. There might have been 3 or 4 people there. Kind of weird.
It is really strange.
More questioning for the family and with some of the neighbors found that John was a bit of a drunk and there were considerable quarreling between John and Kate. Mary, the oldest daughter, 15 years old, told detectives that when John was drunk, he was very abusive and scolded his wife for alleged intimacies with other men often. Fast forward about a week, July 10th, a headline reads, "Murder suspects behind bars." They did it. They arrested them.
Who did it?
Mrs. Kate Edwards and daughter Mary charged with killing John Edwards.
Okay.
More arrests may be done shortly.
Wow. Interesting. What?
Yeah.
The 2-year-old? Like you're just more
Yeah, they're
arrests.
gonna- yeah.
You're just going to keep going
The
down.
2 and the 5-year-old.
You know what? It wasn't
You know
a
what?
job
Just
for
lock
2.
the whole family up.
Get them all out of here.
Get them all out of here. The day of the arrest, Kate and all of the kids had left their home very early in the morning and were walking to her brother's place to Newton, Lancaster County, which would have been like an 8-ish, 10-ish hour walk.
Just a brisk pace.
You got to go. Police caught up with them on their journey and again asked some questions. And that's when Kate gave some conflicting information and she was placed under arrest and they took her away. Immediately after they took her away, they also talked to Mary, again, the eldest daughter,
Yes.
whose answers made them feel like she knew more than what she was telling them. So they also arrested her and took her away for possible accessory to the murder. They put both girls on a train separately to the same jail in Reading. Is it Reading or Reading? Reading, Pennsylvania. And neither of the girls knew where the other was, although their cells were like across the hall, but they like couldn't see each other somehow or something.
Oh, interesting.
Kate, who they said was about 5'3", with piercing black eyes and black hair, with thick lips and coarse features, during the whole ordeal, kept an unconcerned demeanor and maintaining that she knew nothing of the murder. She said that my husband and I lived as happily as the majority of people. We had our quarrels. He threatened but never struck me, but would often strike the children. Mary was described as well, being just as tall as her mother, also with black eyes and black hair. And she wasn't taking in it as well, apparently. She was crying a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was freaking out.
I bet. She was 15, right?
Yeah, she was really young.
That's scary.
There was evidence coming to light that both Mary and Kate were intimate with a number of characters in the neighborhood. So we'll get into that.
What?
Between July 13th and 14th, 2 men were also arrested on murder charges. And these were Charles Rollins and William F. Jones.
Charles Rollins
And William Jones. They're both black men from the area. I'm going to sum up some of the evidence that was like behind them, as well as their relationship with the girls, because I could be here all day talking about it.
This is a very whodunit type of mystery. I mean, they have whodunit,
And
but
and you'll see that
this
it
is
gets
the tip
crazier.
of the iceberg.
Basically.
Continue listening, everyone.
Charles Rollins, when he was arrested, there were unsigned letters found with his stuff. 10 of these letters bear the postmark from Stouchburg, where the Edwards lived. One letter says, "If you can get that house, get it as soon as you can. I don't want to stay here anymore where the old man is mad at me and won't do anything for me. He won't get anything for us, and I have no shoes or anything. Mary says you shall get the house as soon as you can." Another one says, "Rollins, I love you and no one but you. When we get together, I will have it better than when I lived with the old man."
The old man.
Old man. John the old man.
John the old man.
There was also a delivery man who talked to police who gave them a statement at one point saying that a co-worker of his, a man named Charles Rollins, was due to deliver the keg of beer to John Edwards' residence. And
The keg of beer comes back.
It does. That upon Charles' arrival with his companion, that the keg of beer was tapped, and while they were engaged in drinking it, Edwards came home and got mad at his wife and daughter for drinking the beer with the men. That's one statement.
Okay.
Charles Rawlins admitted to knowing the family very well, but promised that he had an alibi the evening of the murder. He admitted he had some correspondence with them, and he also, with the letters that were shown in court, he identified them as the ones that he received. And he stated that there was an agreement between them that all the letters should be addressed to Mary, and that those for the mother should be marked with an X so that John should not know the letters were going to Kate.
Okay.
So he was to write letters to Kate by addressing Mary's name and then putting an X on the letter, meaning it was for Kate.
Yeah, I would also just be like,
why are you sending letters to my
why
daughter?
does that have an X on it?
Would you?
Maybe because I'm the one that gets the mail. So I'd be like,
Yeah, you're the one that gets the mail.
I get the mail.
You're working all day. You're a quarryman and a farmer. Oh, you mean like today in real life?
I'm like, I'm not
You're
a quarryman,
a quarryman.
am I?
Come on.
I don't know. I don't remember being a quarryman. I thought I was at home. You're a quarryman.
Is this a quarry?
Working in the field.
Yeah. Are you the one getting the mail?
You're the one getting the mail? Okay, makes sense.
Okay. As for William F. Jones, in one of the letters found with Charles Rawlins' stuff, one letter suggested that in case Rawlins was unable to secure a house, that she and Mary were satisfied to accompany him and Bill, meaning in all probability William, on the road. In his hearing, a witness came forward saying that a week before the murder, he saw Mary Edwards in company with Jones at a mill to get some water. And this was in stark contrast, as Jones had previously said that he had not been at the Edwards home or in the vicinity of them several weeks before the murder happened.
People are lying.
Everyone's lying.
Everyone's telling a little fib.
Yeah, a little white lie. Mary also starts to...
Is it a white lie when it leads to murder?
I guess not.
Who knows?
Mary also starts to talk a little more as preliminary hearings and proceedings start. She backtracks and said she actually did hear some noise that evening, but denied knowing anything about the murder until 4:30 a.m. At some point, she had testified that she heard a noise as though there was persons scuffling. She said that she recognized the voice of William F. Jones near the house during that night.
Okay.
She said that Jones had previously threatened to kill her father if he persisted in warning him to keep away from their home.
Hey, don't tell me to not be at your home or I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, weird.
Brutal.
It's a weird move. In early September, it's only like 2 months later, trials start for Kate Edwards. And she walks into court holding a newborn in her arms.
No.
She was pregnant during the whole ordeal.
Whoa.
A little baby girl was born to her only 2 weeks after her arrest and in her holding cell.
Whoa.
Wearing a blue sunbonnet and a white flowered black
so
skirt.
Cute.
No. She remained unbothered.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant the little kid. I thought you meant the little
That would have
baby.
been really cute, though.
Oh, my God. They put
I was like,
the
no.
2-week-old in a blue sunbonnet.
Oh, that'd be so cute.
So cute. All right. It was her. Not
It was
cute.
her. However, the baby was covered with a white veil covering her, which is really cute, too.
Yeah. Don't look at my baby. It's the modern day version of putting an emoji over your kid's face.
Yeah, basically. They asked her, how say you, guilty or not guilty? She replied, not guilty, and the trial started by jury. The court tried to argue that Kate had been in an adulterous relationship with Charles Rawlins, and the direct motive was that she was pregnant, and she feared her husband's reaction if the baby was not born white, as was the rest of the children.
But there's a veil over the baby. Is the
There
baby
is a
white?
veil over the baby. The baby is not white. During questioning, Charles Rawlins said he and another black man named Samuel Greason would often go to the Edwards house for drinks, and that after the husband was drunk, Mrs. Edwards would take him into the sitting room and they would have a good time.
Interesting.
He said that they had regular correspondence, but that he was not the murderer. Samuel Greason, Charles Rawlins' buddy, and our new character in the story,
Enter.
Samuel Greason, he becomes a big part of this as well.
Okay.
He said that he frequently visited the Edwards home, but usually on a Saturday night. Samuel later testified that a letter was also given to him by Mary, but written by Kate, and said that I should come down to the house sometime and we would get the old man drunk and then throw him in the cistern. Don't write letters like this, people. They always come down to haunt you.
So it's horrible. He died, but that's so funny
I
to be
know.
like, I'm going to do this and do this
And
then
do
that's
this,
exactly
and that's what
happens.
happened. At least
Wow.
do it a different way. He too was asked how the correspondence went on, and he said by mail, and told of how he was to address the letters to Mary with an X, in which they were for Kate.
Yes.
We know all that stuff. And he received about 2 letters a week, he said.
Wow.
Mary was called and admitted the letter system that she and her mother had going for the men. And at one point, she told the court that Kate had asked her to cut a lock of her hair so she could send it to Samuel Greason in a love letter.
Lovely. And on September 15th, Kate Edwards was found guilty of murder in the first degree, and the verdict imposed the death penalty to be hung at the gallows. Yeah, my story also has some gallows in it.
Oh, it's a gallowy day.
Pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
Gallows.
Kate Edwards stood up and took her ruling with a great degree of coolness, and no change was made in her demeanor as from the start of the trial. The court believed that she intentionally made her children drunk that evening, had thrown a carpet on top of John's head, took a hammer and killed him, dragging him to the cistern, and later buried her bloodied dress, hammer, and carpet.
Wow.
Yep. Mary's testimony against her basically said when she got downstairs the morning they discovered the body, her mother had on a new dress than the previous night and had been cleaning up before they found his body. She said on their walk to her uncle's house, just before they were arrested, the bloody dress was in the baby carriage along with a package of pieces of carpet and a hammer that her mother went down a hill at one point to bury.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. When she asked her mother about it, she said, "That's what I used." And explained that if she remained with Pop until the child was born, he would have killed her and the babe.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Crazy.
Sad. A few days after she was found guilty, two women that shared a cell with Kate since the birth of the baby told detectives that upon returning to the cell, Kate said she was sorry, and she denied this. Kate said that she was sorry that she denied the story told by her children while on the stand. Now, at this point, the murder charges against Mary, William Jones, and Charles Rollins were all dropped, and they were all ignored out of the court.
Wow. They just went, okay, it wasn't four people, it was
one person.
Okay.
Yeah. However, in the case of our buddy Samuel Greason, 4 months later, in December of 1901, he was on trial now under suspicion of aiding in the murder.
Okay.
So Samuel's pulled into
something
it
new
now.
came to life.
Yeah.
It
was said that during the district attorney's statements, Greason never took his eyes off the district attorney's face. He leaned back, his left leg resting on his right knee, his hands in his lap as he shifted his chewing tobacco, also unbothered.
Wow.
When Kate was called to the witness stand and walked to the front, Greason leaned far forward and never took his eyes off her face.
Wow. Kind of intimidating.
Kind of scary. That's why I added the visual.
Don't you tell.
Kate gave a confession now, including Samuel Greason, into the murder plot, so the court attempted to prove that Samuel was at the house that evening. She admitted that she became intimate in October or November of 1900, which is funny to say.
Yeah, that is.
And it continued.
It's 1900.
And it continued until January or February of 1901. She said, "In December, I told him of my fears, and he said he'd take us away." Kate said that at midnight, Samuel had called herself and Mary down from their bedroom that evening, and when she came down to the porch, he had already struck the blows on Edward's head. He said, "There lies the old man," and he asked them to help carry him over to the cistern. Kate admitted she swore falsely at her own trial, saying, "Greason said I must not tell who did it. I was afraid of him." Although some suspicions came up as like her confessing the real story now that she was denied a new trial, it could have been like one last move to escape punishment is what a lot of people are saying. And during testimony for this trial, the babe, now named Alma, began to cry, and it was taken notice of the color of her skin, leading the court to conclude that the theory was that John suspected this intimacy and had threatened to kill them all if the unborn child was not his.
Man.
On December 21st, Samuel Greason was found guilty, and on April 28th, 1902, about 4 months later, as crowds of people gathered in the room, Samuel and Kate both stood in front of the court as their death sentences were finalized for the both of them to face the gallows, and it was proposed for them to both be executed on the same date. They wouldn't be scheduled to hang until February 16th, 1905, so about 4 years later. But a lot happens after they were read their death sentences and before their date of execution. A lot in between. Yeah. I'm going to sum up some of this right now. Lots of applications and thousands of letters asking for Kate's death sentence to be dialed back to life imprisonment. Instead, both from her lawyers as well as lots from locals writing in after reading the papers and learning that she had like 1 million kids at home and a baby with her in the jail cell.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Like, she's got 5 kids at home.
Yeah.
And the dad is dead. Who is taking care of the kids?
Yes, exactly. So a lot of people wrote in to be like, hey, can we... I don't know, at least life
we change
imprisonment.
this to
She
life?
can maybe she can maybe get out and parole or something.
Maybe down the line or
Everyone
something.
only does like 12 years. Or
Yeah,
something.
it's a pretty lax
Yeah.
sentence.
As well, a new bill was proposed because of this case, and it was basically so that when a new trial would be granted if new evidence comes to light
Okay.
after the sentencing,
cool.
which is good. So that was brought forward. Kate was also struggling, of course, with the looming date and was quoted saying, "They are going to kill me twice. They will take my child from me, and then they will kill me out there in the jail yard. She is such a pretty baby, and she's so good." She said parting from Alma would be worse than death. By February 12th, 1905, only 4 days before the big date, Alma was taken away from the prison. Alma, now 4 years old, had started to be weaned from her mother, Kate, a week or so before she left the prison by prison officials who kept her in the office during her waking hours, where she would play with their cat and hang out with the guards.
Oh my gosh, this kid grew up in the prison.
Yeah. Alma was the only prison child born here, and for 4 years had slept with her mother on her iron cot. She knows all of the prisoners and staff and runs through the corridors at will. It said that she had been outside a few times in the jail yard and had once played in the snow, but felt safer inside. She had also only seen a handful of other children as they passed by the prison windows.
Oh, she's imprisoned.
It's not sad. Whew. I've cried a couple times on this one.
Yeah, that's really sad. Oh, that's brutal.
An organization devoted to education in an unnamed but southern state had volunteered to see that Alma was cared for, but made the condition that there would be complete severance from the mother and no clue would be given to where her daughter was, so that Alma could never be identified as the daughter of the gallows woman.
Wow.
A woman named Emma Cantor took the child for transfer and was told to simply take the little one to Broad Street Station in Philadelphia and wait there until a woman should hand her a slip of paper showing authority to receive the child.
Wow.
So she took Alma to the station and they both sat on a bench and waited until a woman, richly dressed and closely veiled, walked up to them and held out a piece of paper which said, "The bearer of the slip is the party into whose hands the child is to be delivered."
Crazy how that's kind of the security.
Yeah. The exchange took place as the veiled stranger, without a word, turned and led the child away to catch a train. And Alma was gone, and I have found no update on her. There's a really nice picture of her, though.
Aw. Okay, pause. Take a second.
Okay. All right. There's a picture of her with her mother before she left, and I'll throw it up on our Instagram because she looks like a really sweet little girl. And I'm going to cry again. All right. So now it's only days before execution, and Kate's story changes again.
Come on, Kate.
Kate makes a new confession and states that Samuel Greason was never part of the murder. It was her and Mary together who had planned it.
What are you doing? Trying to get your kid involved in this now?
She's trying to tell the truth, babe. And now with this new bill passed, a new trial was needed for Samuel for the new evidence that came about, and Kate would have to be a witness. So, of course, they both escaped the gallows. And this is like 48 hours or something before they were supposed to, yeah. So Kate's final story was now the following. Kate and Mary were awake upstairs between 9 p.m. and midnight as they laid in their beds side by side, whispering to each other on what to do about the situation. The conversation was basically that it was either they kill her father or he would later kill Kate and even the baby after Alma was born.
Jesus.
They both went downstairs at midnight. Mary fetched the hammer and brought it to Kate. Mary then, very quietly, walked off the porch and around the corner of the house while Kate threw a carpet over John and hid him until he was dead. Although he was still living during the attack and was able to kind of fight back a little bit. Then the two carried his body, threw it in the well, and staged the cement and the ladder to make it look like he was fixing the well and fell down.
That was pretty good staging
It
because
was good.
they
did
believed
think
it
that.
for a moment.
They did. They then tried to clean up the blood, but only had a light from their lantern, so they went to bed.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, I
was
know.
It's dark. Did we get it all?
It's too dark. Kate got up early the next morning before everyone else and buried the carpet, hammer, and her bloody dress and tried to continue cleaning up a little bit.
Right.
When asked if Samuel Greason was there, she simply said, "No, sir." Finally, she told the court that, "I might as well tell you, I want to ask Samuel Greason to forgive me. I hope to God he'll forgive me. I did a great, great wrong. I hope they will not hang him. I believe my life will be taken, but I hope to God they will not hang him because he is not guilty. I have told the truth, and if they don't want to believe me, I can't help it, but I hope he'll forgive me for what I did against him. Samuel, they passed the message on to Samuel, and he came back and said he forgave her, and he was shortly released. So
thank goodness.
He was acquitted.
Wow.
Yeah. Although Kate had told the courts that Mary had helped her kill her father, Mary was actually never brought back into court or charged. And the last we heard about her, she went out west, fell in love, and married a black man and settled down. It was only said that her other children had found good homes, so here's hoping.
Yeah.
Samuel Greason, who was said to be Alma's father, not long after, died of a heart attack by exertion while he was changing horseshoes while working at a local stable.
Oh, my goodness.
I know. Kate was held in prison waiting for a new date for her execution, and every year around July 4th, a new column about her was in the paper on how she was just waiting on death row, like with no date, just nothing.
What the heck?
These papers first talked about how she was in rough shape as her daughter was now gone and as her date loomed. But as the years went on, the papers started to talk about how she was thriving in the jail, how she was reformed and enjoyed her days sewing and reading. It was said that her character improved her in appearance, education, personal habits, and morals. 4 different governors came and went and did their terms, each passing on her, like giving her execution date, because there was so much pushback from locals, like begging for her to come off death row to give her mercy, that no one wanted to like touch it, basically. Because she put a story out there about her upbringing, and she was also an orphan and all this stuff. And she also admitted at one point that she was abused by John since she was like 17 years old. So people were like, take her off. It wasn't until February 27th, 1914 that a headline reads, Kate Edwards bids adieu to prison cell after 13 years.
Wow. 13 years.
13
It's
years.
always 12 or 13 years for these people that have killed someone.
I know. She was freed in secret, taken away before dawn after 13 years in the shadow of the gallows. It said she stepped from the reading terminal into the congested crowds and was just happy to be there.
Oh, wow.
What
a visual.
I know. She then thanked those who had supported a pardon for her all those years by telling the papers that, today I renew my place in the world as a free woman. To all who have assisted me, I offer my most heartfelt thanks and wish them Godspeed. I shall, by living a life of purity in the future, endeavor to redeem my past. I assure you I shall not do anything to betray your confidence. Most sincerely and most thankfully yours, Kate Edwards.
Wow.
No one knows for certain where Mrs. Edwards went after her release, but it is known that care for her was set up by an organization. So many organizations in this one.
Yeah, interesting.
Who promised to give her every opportunity and encouragement to continue in her ways of reformation and to lead an upright, useful, and self-sustaining life. A 1960 paper about the story ended it by saying that Kate Edwards is probably not alive today at the age of 94, but it can be safely said that for all the years of her life, she kept her promise to those who won her freedom.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And that's my story.
Wow.
I'm a mess over here.
Yeah, you're sobbing. Wow.
Yeah.
That she probably never found Alma.
No, she didn't.
Because Alma was just like
so hard
taken away and was told to not even be told of what her upbringing was, right?
Yeah, it wasn't even like she wasn't allowed to know like what state she was going to or where she was going.
4 years old. You would have like little bits of memory,
Maybe.
but like hardly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. If you are listening to this right now and you have a great grandmother named Alma.
Yeah, from a southern state.
From a southern state, but maybe she doesn't know that she's from the southern state. It's incredible.
Yeah, thanks.
Good work.
Thanks.
All right. Well, my story is super funny.
Good. I need it.
We'll liven it up here. It's
Wait,
not
is it
funny.
actually?
No,
Oh,
no. My story's not that funny. I noticed this headline in the Baltimore Times.
Nice.
But as I mentioned in our intro, our story
In
starts
Chicago.
in Chicago, the
not
cheesy
state.
cheesy state. I think for the sake of our listeners, unless something really crazy comes up in Chicago in the future, I have to just not look at Chicago.
Steer clear.
That
You're
being
annoying.
said, this is one of the most infamous killers in Chicago history
So sick.
and a world champion bigamist.
Sick in the mind.
Know what a bigamist is?
Yes.
Say it.
He practices bigamy.
Proficient in bigamy. The headline I saw was the Chicago Bluebeard won 2 wives in Baltimore last summer.
One?
Yeah, and I was like, what does that mean? Anyway,
Okay.
we're getting to it.
Okay.
Interior candy store, 12 Willow Street. Enter Marie Walker.
Okay.
It's spelled funny. It's Walker. It's Walker.
Walker.
It's Walker.
Oh, I guess it's
but
Walker,
It's Walker,
yeah.
but it's Walker.
They just snuck a C in there.
She's a blue-collar candy store owner.
Okay.
It's an early December Saturday afternoon as we find Marie flipping through the newspaper. As she got towards the back of the Chicago Abend Post, a German paper, she noticed a classified. Matrimonial, German, own home, vicious acquaintance of widow without children. Object, matrimony. Like said at the
Object,
beginning.
matrimony.
Matrimonial, German.
That's so romantic.
It also had an address with which to write to. Much like someone on a job hunt, Marie says, hey, I fit all those requirements. I should apply.
Apply to marry.
Marie requests her sister to write a letter on her behalf to the man, a man who hadn't even put his name down.
True.
She wrote back, Dear Sir, these are all German people as well. So, Dear Sir, in answer to your honorable advertisement, I hereby inform you that I am a lady standing alone. I'm 46 years and I have small business, also a few $100s. If you are earnest, I will tell you, and if you are earnest, I tell you I shall be. I may be seen at 12 Willow Street. Marie Walker.
Interesting. It's just
6 days later.
so funny.
I
I don't
know.
know.
6 days later, a man by the name of John Hoch called the Willow Street candy store. Straight to the point, John told Marie a bit about himself. He had lost his previous wife 2 years ago, and he had $8,000 to his name.
Money, honey.
Money, honey. Money, honey.
Jesus.
He lived in a cottage on Union Street, which he had been renting. Fun fact, his home was very close to H.H. Holmes' murder castle.
So cool.
Also, he said his father, who lived in Germany, was old, and when he passed, he would inherit $15,000.
Oh.
Naturally, Marie and John mutually agreed that they were perfect for each other and that they would marry each other at once.
They both have money.
And they're both German.
And they're both German. Right. Yes. Perfect match.
Before they got married, John had told her that it was his wish to set up his wife with proper investment in a safe project for her benefit.
Like invest in something, or
invest
like
in something like an income property, or like something like a safe project, like a project. We'll
Okay.
invest
I
in a
wasn't
project.
sure if you meant like if she dies, he gets insurance money, or I
No,
don't know.
he just said, give me all your money and I will invest it.
Oh, okay. I understand.
Marie sold her successful candy store for $75
Oh, no,
and upon marrying
Marie.
John, handed him over the money from that sale as well as her savings for him to invest as he saw fit.
No. Classic.
Not 24 hours after their wedding, Marie started to feel ill. She started complaining of horrible pains in her abdominal area and a tingling sensation in her skin.
She's gonna die.
She apparently said it felt like ants crawling through her skin.
Oh no.
Just a normal thing people feel after their wedding to a stranger. The couple sent for Marie's sister, Miss Emile Fischer, who was also a widow, to assist with taking care of Marie. On January 12th, 1905, Marie succumbed to her illness and passed away. John had come down to the stairs to let Emile know, who was sitting in the main parlor, and had said that her sister had passed away. So, but yeah, a lot of papers also made mention of the fact that he was the last one to see her alive.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
Anyway, according to Emile, not long after Marie's death, John had this to say. I am an unfortunate man. Marie was not my first wife. I was married before, and my first wife was invalid. Invalid? Invalid?
Invalid.
And now, just as I thought I was going to have another happy home, my new wife is dead. I'm lonely and have no means.
No
you
means?
are
He has so much money now.
wait.
Although, wait.
You are a good woman and a good housewife, and I want you to marry me. I will bring your children here from Germany, and you can be happy with me.
No.
She
they
had
got married?
9 children still in Germany
She had
living
9
with relatives.
children?
She apparently resented the proposal. Okay? She resented the proposal and told him not to speak of such things at a moment like this. His wife is not cold.
That's crazy.
He
yeah,
comes down the
it's so
stairs,
soon
proposes
after.
marriage to her sister.
Psycho.
The drama.
This one is funny.
3 days later,
not
on
from
Sunday, January 15th, John, Hoch, and Miss Fisher rode together to the cemetery to bury Marie. Again, this time, over his dead wife's grave, he proposed to Emile.
Wow.
And she said she'd
Psycho.
think about it. I found a quote from Emile talking about the follow-up to this conversation. So following Wednesday, he came to my home and I consented to become his wife.
Oh, man.
He told me we would go out of town and no one would know of it until my sister had been dead a long time. I went with him to Joylette, which is funny because Joylette is the penitentiary where I have other inmates that are, if we're doing it from my old story,
Go on.
they were at the Joylette penitentiary.
Oh, okay, yes.
And they went down to the Joylette courthouse. So in the same area, these guys are on death row at the exact same time these stories are happening.
Yes, because you're always in Chicago.
Anyway.
Shocker.
So next morning, he asked me to give him $750. I had saved to pay off the mortgage he claimed was held against the house and furniture on Union Avenue. I went with him to the bank and got the money and gave it to him, and then he disappeared.
Girl.
Yep, not 4 days after his wife had died, John Hoch had remarried her sister, taken her money, and then disappeared.
Wow.
If you're wondering what this guy looks like, it's not super handsome.
No. I don't
never
picture
is.
it.
It
No,
never is.
Well, except for my guy who did this. Who was that? I forget his name.
Henrik
de Jong.
Yeah.
He was a handsome fella, I think. I remember him being a handsome fella. Anyway, sorry, go on.
So
That's episode
what's
that's episode 3. Anyways, go on.
So what's funny about all of this is this didn't sit right with Emile.
Oh, really? Him taking her money and leaving?
Yes, she contacted the police and soon Inspector George Shippey was on the case. Inspector Shippey.
Cool character.
The police exhumed the corpse of Marie Walker and a post-mortem examination was held. Of course, arsenic was discovered in her stomach, meaning she was poisoned, and Hoch's pictures were published in the newspapers.
Okay, good.
As we both know, a story like this, he's gonna get him. Inspector Shippey gonna get him.
Get him.
Stories like this can catch fire like crazy. Like you start seeing these things in every single newspaper.
Yeah.
And Hoch's face was known Country Ride. Country Ride.
The country will ride
And the
to
country
find
rides
the guy.
to find the guy named John Hoch.
Hoch.
But yeah, everybody knew what this guy looked like, which is insane in 1905.
That is insane, yeah.
Cut 2. New York, New York. 546 West 47th Street. A boarding house. Enter Miss Catherine Kimmerly. Boarding house owner stands in her kitchen peeling potatoes. Henry Bartles, a man whom she had just welcomed to the boarding house, offered to help peel the potatoes with her.
It's John Hoch.
Kendra.
Sorry, I'm just assuming. I'm assuming it's him. I'm assuming every guy in this
Spoiler.
story is going to be him.
Okay, it's John Hoch. She says no thanks and goes about her day. The next day,
Don't peel my potatoes.
This is so funny. No, I'm good.
I'm good. I can peel my
Are
potatoes.
you sure you don't want help with those potatoes?
These are my potatoes. Get your hands off my
I could help you
potatoes.
with peeling those potatoes. So the next day, Henry circles back to Catherine and asks, "Hey, I was wondering, we were talking about potatoes. I thought we had a lot in common. I was wondering if you wanted to marry me."
No.
Yes. He asked to marry
Did
him.
she say yes?
Immediately, she was put off by this. She's like, "Ew, no."
Okay,
and so he
good.
goes back up to his room.
Okay, if a girl won't let you peel her potatoes, she definitely won't let you marry him.
Yeah, sorry.
Marry her, sorry.
Later, Catherine opened up the newspaper to see Henry Bartles' photo staring back at her. Although his name isn't Henry, it's John
John
Hoch.
Buck. Hoch or Bach?
Hoch.
Ah, Bach would have been cooler.
Chicken says.
I guess so. We're just used to saying, chicken says what? Bach, bach.
Yeah, our daughter is learning animal sounds.
Yes, it's very cute.
John Hoch was taken into custody and searched. Of course, he denied everything. A fun detail that I found in the story was they found a fountain pen with a powdery white substance in it. When asked about it, Hoch said, "Well, it's no use. It's arsenic, which I bought with the intention of committing suicide."
No big deal.
Well, it's no use.
It's no use.
Well, it doesn't matter that you found it because I won't be able to use it.
That's wild.
He insisted that he purchased the arsenic in New York and didn't have any in Chicago that he could use to murder Marie. That means, how could I have killed her in Chicago when I bought this arsenic after she had already died to kill myself?
Wild. This guy's crazy.
Catherine Kimberly wasn't the only woman that recognized John Hoch's photo in the papers. By the time John was extradited back to Chicago, many, many more women started coming out of the woodwork.
They always do. They never forget.
5 women in Chicago identified him in the room as their husband. Apparently, when they saw him, they, and this is a quote, collectively expressed their opinions quite loudly.
Whoa.
Can you picture it?
That's my husband. That's my husband. That's my husband.
Where have you been? Where have you been? And
you owe me.
There was a great illustration of a bunch of these wives in the paper, all looking very stern and disappointed. His type, I will describe it for those of you, but we will put it up on our Instagram. His type looks like a stern-looking, middle-aged white woman with brown hair.
Okay.
And they're all German.
Yeah.
They're all
okay.
German widows.
That's funny.
The only thing he could say before being whisked away to his cell was allegedly, "I'm sorry."
Yeah, what are you supposed to say?
Yeah, I mean, like, they're all yelling at him. What do you have to say? And he's like, sorry. During the time searching for John, Inspector Shippey had been doing a deep dive into the man. So we are going to be diving deep now with Inspector. This is Inspector Shippey Corner.
That sounds cool.
It does sound cool. Maybe I'll put some a little theme music. Inspector Shippey Corner.
I can't wait to hear that.
John Hoch was born Johann Otto Hoch in Horweller, Germany in 1862. He had actually trained to be in the ministry like his father and brothers, but deserted that idea when he went to the States, as everyone does when they get to the United States of America.
Get a little hit, and they're like, I don't need that
Religion's
anymore.
not for me. Now is the time for me to run through a few of John's victims because there were a lot. There was an excellent article in the Perrysburg Journal that said nearly 60 deserted wives claimed he was their husband.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
You could just get away with this back then.
And you just move. And okay, I'm
that's
going to get into
lot.
some of these. That's
wow.
a lot. And they're
you
going
could
to
just disappear and just walk off a train and never be seen again.
They're going to get him.
And they're going to get him.
And they got him.
Sorry, go ahead.
Early 1895, Miss Masa Steinbucker married John and died 4 months later. Apparently, she was as she was dying, she said she'd been poisoned, but no one took it seriously because she was delirious.
Oh, sorry.
John, probably from the poison.
Probably from the poison.
John sold her property, pocketed $4,000, and moved on. Later in 1895, he married Mary Rankin in Chicago and disappeared the next day with all of her money.
Awesome.
April 1896, he married Martha Hertzfeld, and 4 months later, he left her and took $600 of her money.
Sweet.
August 1896, he married Mary Hoch in Virginia, and she died shortly after that.
No.
1896, September. This was a busy year for him. There's quite a few women that he's married and left. John convinced Barbara Brossett in San Francisco, and he's hopping around all over the country.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's getting so much money to do it.
Yeah, he convinced Barbara Brossett in San Francisco to marry him after only knowing him for 3 days. He disappeared 2 days later with all of her life savings, and she died not too long after that.
Arsenic.
In 1896, he married Clara Bartle in Cincinnati, Ohio, and she died 3 months later.
Arsenic.
1897, also in Ohio, he married Julia Dose and left with $700 of her money on the same day.
Same day?
Yeah, same day. From here, we skip to 1901. There's a bit of a time jump between victims because he was actually in prison for 2 years for selling mortgaged furniture.
Oh, weird.
Just a little side hustle.
Okay.
Between murders.
Bizarre.
November 1901, he married Anna Gerke and left her immediately. April 1902, he married Mary Becker in St. Louis, and he left her. And I found an article which showed the home that they shared together. And I can't believe he left me kind of thing. It was...
Oh, man.
May 1902, he posed as Count Otto von Kern of Germany and married...
He's a count now. Sorry,
yes, he's a count. Count Otto von Kern of Germany and married Hulda Nagel in St. Paul, Minnesota. After their wedding, she was introduced as a countess to the small group of witnesses.
Oh, she's probably so excited for that too.
I know. He asked her to pack up her possessions in preparation for a trip to Germany to survey the land she had just inherited as a countess. He left with her money to go to the city to buy tickets and never came back.
Oh my
on
goodness.
the wedding day. On the wedding day. He would do this on the day. That's crazy.
That's the thing is like he wouldn't even wait the next day.
No.
He wasn't even trying to bask in any like
nothing. He wasn't like
shenanigans
married life.
afterwards.
No.
Yeah.
Immediately on to the next.
Crazy.
Thanks to some super sleuthing, I was able to actually figure out that in 1903, police actually arrested him for bigamy in Chicago.
Okay.
Which is crazy. This is 2 years before they actually got him.
Okay.
Ended up getting him. He had the paper, the police, and everyone fooled. They published his alias in the paper.
Oh.
They said his name was Otto Kern,
and they
that his
didn't
alias
see
was
his
Sawyer.
photo from before.
They didn't publish a photo.
Oh,
with
right,
it.
that was later.
This was
Sorry,
later.
that was later. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, in all the articles I found, it was like Otto Kern, bigamist, marries like 5 women, and like it was like a scandal in 1903. But they like the police
They
and
didn't have
everyone,
the right name
because he
That's
gave
so
an alias
annoying.
upon an alias. Like he said, his name was Otto Sawyer. And when they said, "What's your real name?" He's like, "All right, Otto Kern." But it's John Hoch, you piece of shit.
That's nuts.
So this is what's nuts is police were still in the act of collecting evidence to build a case against him when they were notified that he'd been released. His sister-in-law, I guess from one of his marriages, had paid the fee for bail and he'd skipped town.
Wow. That's it's crazy. It's crazy how much these guys got away with.
It's
Because
crazy
you could just
that they
lie about your
actually
name.
literally had this guy for the crime that they ended up like arresting him for 3 years earlier, but they didn't know it.
They didn't
And
know
that
his
was
name.
like something that no one had mentioned in like the summary articles that I found was the connection of Otto Kern. As far as I can tell, people thought that they were almost two different people at this time.
Oh, so you were the one that kind of put it together?
I put it together.
Whoa.
Whatever. It's not a big deal. I'm a super sleuth. It's fine.
Oh my gosh, you're such a detective.
Yeah.
Hot.
Later in 1903, he married Anna Hendrickson in Indiana. The day after the ceremony, he brought her a fake cablegram from town saying that her father and her brother had died, and he isolated her from her family. He said as they had to go to Germany using the same story as he did on Hulda, and he left her in the middle of downtown after she withdrew $500 and gave it to him.
Oh my gosh, so she's just standing there being like, my money's gone, my man is gone, and my family is dead?
And there's another article of this one where the woman was like he's like, I need some money up front to go buy tickets. And she's like, okay, here. And she turned around after getting the money. She turned around and gave it to him, and he disappeared into the crowd, and she never saw him again.
Wild.
Yeah. In June 1904, he married Lena Hoch in Milwaukee. She died not long after, leaving him $1,500.
So sad.
From here, we get back to my original headline from the Baltimore Sun. The Chicago Bluebeard won 2 wives in Baltimore last summer. In the summer of 1904, John married both Nanny J. Klenke and Henrietta Brooks
Those are really pretty names.
under the name John Schultz. Those are very German names.
Oh, are they? Nanny and Henrietta?
Nanny and Henrietta.
Very pretty. That's very
These women both lived to later identify him
good.
from
Okay,
the
good.
widespread photos and drawings.
Oh, okay, good. Get him, girls.
Get him.
Get him.
After this, in October of 1904, he married a woman named Caroline Schmidt in Philadelphia and abandoned her after 11 days. He
liked her.
He must have liked her a little.
He liked her a lot. 11 days.
So I just named 15 women that were
man.
impacted that they learned about in this short time. There's maybe nearly 60 deserted wives.
Wow. So 60
Yeah.
deserted and
Yeah.
how many dead, I guess?
Potentially 14 women
Dead.
murdered, including Marie. But some numbers that I found online estimated as high as 50 victims.
Oh my
Like
goodness.
through tracing his movements and find like.
Well,
I
yeah,
think
that's the thing
some
is like
people have
not
really dug
everything's
into
going to
this,
be,
yeah.
not everyone's going to know.
And this guy
he
does have a
married some girl.
Wikipedia page. You can go look. There's a lot more names of victims on there. I just couldn't verify
Yeah.
all those. There's a lot,
fair.
and it's a bit much.
Sad.
To get to these women, he posed as a poor but honest artist
Okay.
with a heart of gold,
Beautiful.
a wealthy stockholder, and a gentleman of leisure, touring for his health and just wanting to spend money before his time was up.
What a crazy dude.
On February 23rd, 1905, John Hoch was formally charged with the murder of Marie Walker and was placed on trial on May 5th.
Good.
John and his lawyer tried to plead insanity, but everyone was like, yeah, right.
Yeah, totally.
You're
This
not
guy
insane,
is
dude. You're hyper proficient at
smart.
this. On Friday, May 19th, after less than half an hour deliberation, the jury found him guilty. He was sentenced to the gallows.
Hit those gallows, dude.
He was also charged not only with Marie's murder, but also with having almost 40 wives. Wow. Charged as a bigamist. When the word death was read aloud, John sank in his chair and stared hopelessly at the jurors. He felt that the jury didn't, and this is a quote from him, take the time to consider the evidence. The evidence was all circumstantial.
Oh, just crazy that you had like so many wives dead a day later.
Yeah, just a guy that learned the word circumstantial. It's like, it's all circumstantial.
Yeah, totally.
And he also said, I wish they would hang me tonight, now that I've been found guilty.
Oh, no.
I'm not afraid to die, and the sooner it is over, the better.
Sounds like a toddler
Yeah, a little bit,
whining.
Right? On February 23rd, 1906, after months of case reviews, petitions, and appeals, John Hoch was brought to the gallows and hanged. This loser, right before he was hung, quoted Jesus when he was put to death.
Oh, okay.
And in his little German accent, he said, Father, forgive them. They know not what they do. I must die an innocent man. Goodbye.
Good riddance.
He sucks.
He sucks.
He sucks so
That's
hard. I hate this guy.
wild.
Of course, the press ate this story up. Every woman involved
Yes.
basically got a full story dedicated to them in each of their local papers,
Okay,
which is how
good.
I found about the ball. Everyone's like, I
So
was
much
the
info.
survivor
Yeah.
of John Hoch at the Chicago Bluebeard.
Wow.
They called him the world champion bigamist, and
Mm-hmm.
he had over 26 aliases. At the time, the police called him America's greatest mass murderer.
I believe it.
And that is my story.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I feel like there's probably so many guys out there that we don't even know about who did these like very
Exact same
similar
thing.
thing.
Oh, totally. And then
For
just like ended
sure.
up settling with one of the women.
Because you could just say your name was anything.
Yeah. And he specifically targeted all those German names. He specifically targeted
Like
German
women.
widows.
Yeah.
And
That's
he would put it was
horrible.
always he would put
Take their
out
money. Like they're already
and
sad.
a lot of and this was like a common thing is people would put newspaper clipping or like put ads in the newspaper like what I read at the beginning. He was doing that everywhere he went. He would take out a classified and say like, I'm looking for
Horrible.
a nice German woman
Deplorable.
and I'll take care of her and we can live happily
He's just
ever
constantly
after.
selling the dream. And then he's like, oops, I took your money.
Oops, took
I
your money.
killed you.
Oops, didn't mind to. Sorry.
Oh, so sad. Okay, good riddance, dude. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
And now it's time for
Extra.
Extra, read all about it. Blake and Kendra got a couple little fun little tidbits they found while researching your stories that they want to share with you.
Okay, so my first one is the headline says, "Here's about own funeral." A classic tale. Miss Maud Powell, mourned as one of Titanic's dead, turns up at home in Washington, Pennsylvania.
Okay, that's fun.
Yeah, Miss Maud Powell, mourned as lost in the sinking of the Titanic and for whom funeral services were held in a church near here weeks ago, arrived in Washington today and was amazed to learn that she was supposed to have drowned when the mighty vessel went down near the Newfoundland banks.
Wow. Say Newfoundland.
Newfoundland.
Much.
Newfoundland.
Newfoundland.
You always say that and I hate it.
Putting me on blast like that.
Miss Powell, who was a missionary of the Presbyterian Church in China, had intended sailing on the Titanic, but at the last minute took passage on another line, tarrying in London to see the sights of that great city. So she diverted
Wow.
last minute. And then she had a funeral.
That's
wild.
crazy.
I know. I
I
was
wonder
like,
if that happened like a decent amount. That probably
honestly,
happened.
probably. Yeah, probably.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't think they had a full inventory of like,
No, they would have just had
Everybody.
like
There's no
They would
way.
have just had like the list. It's
Yeah.
like Leo wasn't even supposed to be on there.
no.
He won those tickets.
He wasn't. He won them. They didn't have his name for sure.
Yeah, and then that door,
Sad. Rest in peace, Leo.
So my first extra is Scahill loses case against the city. Jury decides he was not injured by defective sidewalk. The jury, which heard the case of Eugene Scahill against the city, returned a sealed verdict on Monday night, which was found to be in favor of the city when opened by Judge Orr yesterday morning. Scahill sued for $2,500 in damages for injuries alleged to have been sustained by stepping through a hole in a sidewalk on South Robert Street. But witnesses for the city swore that Scahill received his injuries by engaging in a scuffle at a beer drinking party.
Oh, man. What are you doing?
The credit for the city's victory is due to Herbert C. Keller, who was retired yesterday as city prosecutor, as it was Mr. Keller who produced witnesses to prove that Scahill was not injured as he had been claimed.
Oh, my goodness.
So funny.
Dude.
Yeah, he's like, no, I mean...
No, I gotta... The sidewalk did it to me.
The sidewalk punched me in the face, okay? Sidewalk gave me these 2 black eyes.
You better pay for that sidewalk.
You're going to pay $2,500, which is a lot.
That's a lot.
It's a lot in 1905.
19-something,
1903 this one came from.
Damn. Okay, my next one is She Poisoned the Lunch. Pretty little English woman who grew very lonesome on a cattle ranch in Assiniboia.
You get the best location names.
I do. Medicine Hat, Assiniboia. Jay Gabbett is a well-known and wealthy rancher living about 30 miles south of here. Some 6 years ago, he and his wife, a pretty little English lady, arrived in this country to take up ranching. The lonesomeness of living so far from civilization did not agree with the woman. One day, Mr. Gabbett and his 2 men had left on one of their customary range rides, taking with them a lunch Mrs. Gabbett had prepared. Before partaking of it, a biscuit was thrown to the pet collie. In a few moments, the dog was lifeless. Which is so sad. On examination, it was found that all the biscuits were heavily salted with strychnine. I'll look that up. The party at once returned home, but found Mrs. Gabbett missing. When last heard from, she was in Seattle, and having heard that the lunch did not have the desired effect, wrote to her husband that she would be pleased to return and live with him in the future.
So, as my little plan didn't work, I
will be returning. The neighbors have taken the matter in hand and have sent word that her entrance to the community will be barred with shotguns.
Okay, maybe an arrest.
Get out of here.
She like steps over the county line and they're like, everybody in town turns with their guns.
It's kind of funny.
That is funny.
But rest in peace, dog. That's really sad.
Okay, so this was an interesting one. Camden man searching for wife and daughter.
Oh.
They mysteriously disappeared something like 10 months ago, and no trace of them has since been found.
Oh, no.
So we'll post this on our Instagram. There's a photo of a woman named Mrs. Elizabeth Coy McClellan and her little daughter named Ruth McClellan.
Oh my gosh, she's so cute.
She's adorable. She's got little curly black hair.
You never see like missing photos of people, especially like back in the 1900s.
Yes. So this one has a little follow-up. Like it's a short blurb, but then I did a little follow-up just to see what happened.
Okay.
Lafayette L. McClellan of Camden has renewed with still greater vigor the search for his wife and little daughter, who mysteriously disappeared nearly 10 months ago. The above are photographs of Miss Elizabeth Coy and McClellan and Ruth McClellan, wife and daughter of Mr. McClellan. The family formerly lived, blah, 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 tells you where exactly they lived. On September 9th of last year, while living in Pennsauken, Mrs. McClellan and her daughter disappeared. Since that time, Mr. McClellan has been unceasing in his efforts to find them, but without avail. To an Inquirer reporter yesterday, he said that if all Earth had suddenly opened and swallowed them and their disappearance could not have been more complete. He added that he believes them to be alive.
Sus.
So he's still he's looking for them, though.
Sure he is.
All right, so a little follow-up.
Okay.
Granted a divorce. Decree given Mrs. Lafayette McClellan.
Oh, they found her.
They found her.
Divorce.
They found the kid, and she is now filing for divorce. Like a few months later,
she's like, leave me alone.
Husband. She's leaving the husband officially now.
Okay. And, do you think she just disappeared?
Yeah, I think it seems like she took her daughter because she she didn't fear for her life, but I found another article that said he was kind of a piece of shit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then, he got in like a bar fight at one point. Like the name Lafayette McClellan is a pretty easy one to search.
Yeah.
But he ended up dying at 53 years old in his home in 1906.
Okay, rest in peace.
But they did find the mother and the daughter,
That's
and
good. And I hope they lived
were
a good
granted
life.
the divorce and lived a good life. Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, fine. Yeah, missing persons. I literally never see that.
Yeah, it's a great photo.
Back
and
in this
it's
time.
happy because they lived.
It is happy. That is happy. Oh, she's so cute.
Yeah, she's adorable.
That's such a cute photo.
Little white dress, big old white bow hat thing on her
Huge
head,
white bow.
and curly brown hair, and she looks to be about what, like 3?
Yeah,
2, 3?
2 maybe.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. Yeah.
Super cute.
Okay, cute, fun. So mine says wins neighborhood contest for $25 doll, and there's another kid, and she's standing next to a
cute.
big doll,
Adorable.
and she also has a giant white bow.
Yeah. And she doesn't look that happy.
No. Lottie Adams, age 3. Little 3-year-old Lottie Adams, such a cute name.
Lottie
is the proud possessor of a beautiful $25 doll, awarded to her as the winner of a contest held in North Portland. The contest was determined by vote of the neighborhood and was open to children up to the age of 13. It has been on for about a month, and interest has been high. During the week preceding Christmas, Little Miss Adams has held the lead safely during that time, although several other contestants have been but a few votes behind. The total vote finally awarded the winner was 446. The happy little girl is the daughter of Mr. Blah, 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 who reside at blah, 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 blah.
So what? They're just voting for a kid to win
give
a doll?
Kid a doll.
What kind of campaign did Lottie Adams run?
She looks mad.
She looks pissed.
We'll throw it up on the Instagram, but she doesn't look happy.
What if the doll's cursed? Like
that doll doesn't look happy
like
either.
The village is like, well, we need to give the cursed doll to someone this year, and
3-year-old Lottie.
Unfortunately, Lottie, it's you. It's you. We've all voted. All the adults have voted, and we are giving you the cursed doll.
Yeah, they don't look happy about it, either of them.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty
big
funny.
old bows, hey?
Big old bows.
Love it.
I know.
Bring it
so
back.
Funny. Bring it back.
Oh, I've got one more to tack on.
Okay,
right
go
here
ahead.
At the end. This is just kind of funny. It's a little illustration.
Okay.
And it's of a little goose talking to its mother goose.
Okay, cute.
And it's really shoddily drawn. It looks like it was drawn on a napkin and scanned in. I know they didn't scan in things, but that's the vibe it feels.
How did they do this?
They just drew it on I guess they drew it on a piece of paper and literally put it in the printing
and then
press
they
like
scanned
that.
it.
Yeah. And it goes, okay, I'm going to do this in my best little goose voice.
Say, Ma, if I live, will I be as big a goose as you are?
That was really good.
Yes, my child. If you don't use magic white soap.
What?
Yes, my child. If you don't use magic white soap, I would have saved so much if I had used magic white soap when I was young, like you. A cake costs 5 cents. Magic powder, the best and largest pack for 5 cents. Magic Soap Co. New Orleans, for sale by all grocers.
What?
That makes
No
if that made no
sense.
sense to you listening, it makes no sense reading it either.
Yes, my child.
Yes, my child. If you don't use magic white soap, I would have saved so much if I used magic white soap.
They go in a weird direction with that one.
Yeah.
It could have been cuter.
And they definitely like published it and we're like,
Does that make sense?
Does that make sense?
I don't think that makes sense.
I wonder if they did a reprint the next day and just like, yes, my child, if you use magic white soap,
You will be as big as
you will
me.
be as big as me.
I don't
You're
know.
big mama goose.
That's so funny.
Let me say, Ma,
Let me see,
if I live, will I be a big goose as you are? I can't wait to eat magic white soap.
That's so funny.
And that is our episode for today. Crazy one. Lots of
Crazy.
it. Crazy stories.
Crazy.
We will be back in 2 weeks from now.
Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Ghost of the Gazette, where we will be posting photos and clippings from today's episode. Subscribe to us on YouTube at Ghost of the Gazette. You can also follow us and support us on TikTok.
And for our next episode, we will be jumping to February 16th, 1969.
It was the winter of 69.
Me and some guys from
No,
school.
that's okay. You don't have to finish it. And let us know in the comments if you have a grandmother named Alma from a southern state. I know we already said this, but I'm reiterating. If you have a great grandmother, a grandmother from a southern state named Elma who might have been adopted, let us know.
Let us know.
Send us an email at Ghost of the Gazette.
I want to shout out one email that we got. And this is from a guy named Adrian, and there was no subject, and I'm going to read this for everyone. No subject, and in all caps, sends us. Are you from Norway?
No, Adrian, we are not from Norway.
We are not from Norway. Thank you. We appreciate it. We are from Canada.
Toronto.
Toronto specifically. You'll be able to find our address in the newspaper when we die.
Anyways, thank you again for stepping back in time with us.
Until next time. Bye.
Bye.
Ghost of the Gazette is written, produced, and haunted by Blake Garbe and Kendra Clark. Original theme by Kelly Steinhoff.